and see what's down there. We couldn't go into that building, so most of the time they hold events in there. I like it. I like the building. I like the feel of it. But it's a shame we can't go inside and have a look. And this is just George Street. We haven't even scratched the surface of where else or what else is out there. But we're just gonna keep going this way. So if we keep going that direction, we'll end up at the harbor. That's for a video for tomorrow. So instead we are gonna head this way and see what else we can find. It looks interesting. I like it. Absolutely like it. So just in case you're wondering what's the weather over here, the weather right now is about 19 degrees, so it's nice and warm. I'm sweating, as you can see my bald head is all sweating. I don't usually do food, you know that about me, but I want to go in there and into here. That's KFC in here, and as you know, I like my chicken as well. So we're gonna go and get something to eat and fuel to carry on, otherwise it will be just crazy. So what are we getting? No, we're just gonna eat in here because I can't carry it around. So just keep it very simple. So we're just gonna get one of these with a drink. We don't want a big one, we just want a small one. No, I don't want all of that, otherwise I can't eat it. This mesh. So we just complete that order, and that will be just for me, or US. And then we'll just put in N and complete the process and pay. And then we're just gonna go and tap that card in, and we're good. And one burger, and some chips, of course, and 2 pieces of chicken. So bon appetit. You know, I don't do food, so we'll try and do it, at least for this video. And you know, here and there, but not all the time. All right. I had a little bit of a situation in there. So my burger meal, I didn't end up eating it. I gave it to a gentleman that came in, and he was going through the leftovers if there was any food or something like that. But there was no food, so I really feel terrible. I couldn't eat all my burger because I had 2 pieces of chicken and some chips as well. So I ate the chicken and the chips and also the drink. So I gave him the burger and also the gravy. So that's to sustain him for the next 5 hours, I believe. And he should not go hungry. So if you come across people like that, please be kind, you know. It really doesn't take a lot. And don't film them while you're at it as well. You know, it's just nice to be nice for the purpose of being genuinely nice, but not to film people, you know, for the sake of content. You know, I don't want to do that kind of stuff. So just being kind to that guy and giving him half of my meal really made me feel good. For being a very kind person, it doesn't matter who you are. If I come across you, if I can help you, I'll help you out, no problem. And it doesn't take the world to do it. Anyway, we're back on George Street. This is that's what we got here. So we just keep exploring. I mean, I know there's a lot more to it, like other areas, but I want to see how we probably can't go right to the end of it because I don't know how long it is because I haven't researched it. But I could just imagine this is where all of it is at. But just for the sake of it, let's take a turn. Let's go this way. Let's see what else is on that side. You know, since we've been walking on that side the whole time. Let's see what's out here. So we can't just limit ourselves to one area. We can always get back on it from the other side when we're coming back. But let's go and have a look on this side and see what we get. I like it. It's definitely far ahead of Melbourne. I love Melbourne with all my heart. But Sydney, honestly, yeah, they got it locked down. Sorry guys, I'm not being a deserter or anything of that nature. I'm just speaking the truth. From what I've seen, Sydney is far ahead. So you guys need to relax and stop this Melbourne Sydney war thing. You know, they're definitely far ahead of us. And I like their city. It's absolutely beautiful. And some of the older architecture that I've seen, man, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But this is what we got. We're gonna go over this way. We're gonna go over this way and see what we get. So that's what's on this side. Over here. So by the looks of it, By the looks of it, everything is happening on George Street. So there's really not a hell of a lot happening on this side as far as visually pleasing. So I could imagine all the investments were done on that side to keep it very, very interesting. I like it. Yeah, just more buildings. Nothing really special. Nothing really special, so I think we need to get back on George Street and carry on with our vlog, you know? Otherwise, we're just missing out on probably what's happening on the main street, or should I say the main strip. That's more interesting. So we're back on George Street. It looks more interesting. And I'm just gonna keep walking along as far as I can because I've got all day. You know, this is the reason why we're here. We're here to make videos, and I'm gonna try and record as much as possible. So if it's too long, we'll split it into two. If you ask me the feel of Sydney, what does the demographic look like? So I will probably say it's a very multicultural. You know, I've seen people from all backgrounds, and it's definitely very, very well mixed. People from all over the world that lives here. So it's very, very mixed. It's very diverse. And as you can see, people walking past me all the time when I'm walking. So there's people from all kind of backgrounds. And it's really good. But it looks like it's very easy to get around here as well, just like Melbourne and Brisbane. So, and you know what now, you know, we've done vlogs around, you know, Melbourne, we've done vlogs around Brisbane, we've done vlogs around Victoria, but also now we can say we've done our vlogs around Sydney. So we are going places. And I intend to make sure we go places. So we're still on George Street, and just look at these old buildings. Absolutely cool. I love this old architecture. That just seems to be never ending. They definitely have more than Melbourne. They have had more than Melbourne. It's actually one of the oldest cities in Australia. Sydney is one of the oldest cities. The first settlers came out here, and I believe they had a lot of trouble with the indigenous people back in the days. You know, I can only understand because it is their land. So nobody's gonna like it if somebody just come and take over, and you know, and without your permission. But anyway, that's too political, so we're not gonna get into that. Let's enjoy our views and keep exploring. So what's down here? That looks very interesting. Down here. Looks very, very interesting. But it looks like it's getting restored. So it's not much of a view. But what we can do is I'm thinking of maybe we should just jump on the trams and just head over that way and see what we find. You know, have a little bit of a look-see down there. What do you reckon? I think we should do that. So I'll find this tram stop and jump on one and just go a few stops and see what's down there. Actually, the tram stop's just over here. We're gonna jump on the tram and see what's out there. That's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. You know, I thought, you know, maybe by now there should be one here. So if that was Melbourne, obviously, we would have got one. But if you're going on George Street as well, you will catch one very quickly. It's just where we are. And that's just that one. That's, you know, a bit slow to come. Finally, we've got a tram coming. So we get to keep going. So the rain's gonna be back. And before that, hopefully, we can keep moving and see what's down there. So, here we go. See anywhere where I need to tap on, but anyway, we'll go at least about 4 stops or maybe and just have a look what's down there. And then we'll come back and get on with our vlog. But that's the feel of that. And that's just George Street down there. Very interesting. Very interesting. So I don't know the tram situation over here, whether the trams are free in the CBD. I know in Melbourne they are, but over here I don't know. So there's not a lot to see from here. Not a lot to see. It's rather a bit kind of darkish. It defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to achieve because we can't see through the windows. Obviously, it's got all the sunscreen. We jump on the tram. I wasn't sure how the payment system worked, but they got these here. So you actually tap onto them before you start riding the tram. So I actually didn't see one before I jumped on from the other end. I didn't see it, but this is what you do. So you just jump, tap your card on there, and that's the payment done. And so I've paid for that. But anyway, this is Exhibition Street. So I'm just gonna get out here and see what that looks like. It doesn't look like there's much over here. There's not a lot over here, to be honest. So everything is out in the city. And I don't think there's a lot over here, but let's go and have a look. This is where we're at. It's got a very nice view of the city. As you can see, the famous tower over there of Sydney, right over there. But yeah, it's very elevated. I can't see much out here, but it just looks like it's mainly the CBD area, of course, but it's more like residential. It's not as busy as George Street. Not a hell of a lot, but that looks very interesting. I'm very curious where the tower building is. So it doesn't matter what city you go in Australia, to be quite honest, these cities are built in such a way, it's so easy to get around. So this is the feel of it, and it's not that hard. And you can certainly find your way quite easily. But we made it up here, and I think I've just got one for you that you're gonna love it. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and have a nice fan for you guys to have a look. There you go. That's Sydney for you guys. How cool is that? That was the view, but that's what's happening down there. So it's like a park down here. The waterfront is right here, and I believe that's actually, according to the lady that I was talking to earlier, that leads onto Darling Harbour. So it's far away from where we need to go tomorrow and film. So it's not going to ruin our video for that. So instead, we just go and have a look on the waterfront and what Darling Harbour look like. I am absolutely loving this. And once again, if I didn't jump on that tram, and made that decision to bring you guys out that way or jump off that station, we would not have had this experience. We would have absolutely missed this experience. And that's what I love about the videos that I make. I just want to explore, and I just like people that like to explore to come along with me, and let's go and see places. Let's enjoy the world, the views and all the things that we can find along the way and share the experience, because there's nothing more like a shared experience. But this is where we're at. So we're just under the bridge, under the bridge of the highway. We just got into the Sydney International Exhibition Centre. So the exhibition centre is just right there. That's just like the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. So we went there for the fitness expo. But what I like about this place is it's got a vantage point, and that vantage point is going to give us a really nice view of the city, of the Darling Harbour, before we go down there and have a walk around there. That's it right there. So let the views speak for themselves. I've got some expo going on here, most definitely. Some random expo that I didn't know nothing about. So there's some random expo in there. I wasn't expecting what, you know. I can't probably go in there. You probably need a tag to get in there, and the security is there. But it's obviously not something that I'm interested in, because my fitness expo videos didn't do very well, so people didn't watch it. And I think of all the effort that I put in, those videos only got me like about 50 views, so I'm not gonna go in there, so for that reason. But I'm certainly gonna give you some absolutely delightful views there. That's Darling Harbour for you guys. So I just do a fan here, and then we'll get down and walk along there. So how cool is that? So that's why I came up here, because I wanted to have this view, because it looks like it's the only place that I can take advantage of the view. But now I need to get down there and keep walking along the waterfront. I would not have made it this far on foot to have this experience to share with you guys. So that's Darling Harbour. Looks really nice, very cool. And yeah, so I really look forward to you know, the video's been up and you guys can enjoy all of that. You got the gist of that. So let's go and walk on the waterfront down there and enjoy what it has to offer. So we head back this way. Absolutely love it. So we're just hiding from the rain, but how cool is that? And the exhibition center itself, this building is amazing. So we can have a look at it from the other side. It looks very nice. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. Nice water fountain, absolutely a delight. But we're gonna face that way. I'm gonna face you guys this way, and we walk on the waterfront. So it's just gone 5 o'clock in the evening. So things are gonna look very pretty very soon. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to get that tonight, but I wanna save that for tomorrow. At least once we've done our morning vlog, we can go back and do an evening vlog and capture the city in the evening when it's all nice and shiny. But as you can see, we came out this way and everything is looking different already, just for the time that I've been here. Sydney for you guys. I'm not sure with the light festival that they got going here, whether you have to pay to get in or not. Because I can see security in there and everything. Maybe it's just the setup for now, or just this Samsung building or something. But that's what's out here. Very nice. But anyway, since we already seen what the harbour look like, I'll just do a fan and we can have a look at what that looks like from that end, and then we'll go back that way. You know, I was just talking to one of my followers, that's following my page on TikTok. And he's just telling me, oh, I like your vlogs. I like, you know, all the places that you're showing me. As an Australian, sometimes I forget all these places exist. And, you know, you're bringing back those memories, and some of it, you know, it's the first time I've seen it. I was meaning to go and visit or see these places, but it just hasn't been possible. But your videos are making it possible for me to see and have these experiences. So this is what I mean. So it's a shared experience, and that's why it's very nice to have people like yourself that's watching right now, and you know, subscribe and follow along. It helps me out a lot because it makes my videos more visible to other people that might enjoy them as well. All right, so I'll get up and get those views on that side. Very nice. So the exhibition center is just right there. That's where we were before. And we basically videoed from that end to over here. But that's what's over here, because we're only gonna have this chance, this one time and one time only, to have this experience. So we're not gonna throw it away. We'll make the most of it and enjoy those views. You know, maybe someday I'll come back with my wife and have this experience with her. Just look like restaurants and bars of Darling Harbour. So that's what we're looking at here in front of the harbour. So that's really cool. That's very neat there. But we just keep walking along there and see what else is up there. But it looks like it's just, you know, your typical harbour front, you know, a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants, a lot of cafes. And that probably will lead us to the, you know, to the Crown building, which is over there. But that's the feel of that. It's just bars and restaurants. More of it. All right. So we got the gist of that. So that's what's going on in here. It looks very cool. And they got the ferries here as well, just like Brisbane. I like the ferries. The Brisbane ferries were absolute delight. So if you haven't seen my Brisbane videos, make sure to check those out. And it was really a really wonderful experience being on the ferries. But I like this too. This is really cool. Going about their business, enjoying their life, and guess what? We are part of it too. We're having our own experience, and I'm glad you guys could come along. There we go. I'll face you that way, and you guys can enjoy those views. It's really nice out here. The sun's setting, and the tower is over there, so we're not far away. But we'll just walk along all the way to the Crown building, and just more restaurants and more bars, just people chilling out doing their thing, and the sun's setting over there. Nice late evening. But the rain doesn't stop us from making videos. Unless it's pissing down hardcore like last night, we will go out there and make the videos. So, hard from the rain. The pesky rain is back, but we don't actually give up unless it stops. So I could only imagine these ferries here are just like Brisbane, so you can just catch them and go to all the locations or places that you want to go to. You know, just like Brisbane. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow we do that, I don't know. Maybe you run out of time, I don't know. We're just gonna go all the way to the Crown building. I've seen it on the news for all the wrong reasons, but the views look absolutely great. So we just walk along here. These ferries make the Brisbane ferries look like little toys. Or the boats that you see in the Yarra River, absolutely looks like toys in comparison to these ones. But that's the feel of that. It looks like Friday happy hour. Very neat. It's definitely alive on a Friday evening. See, the sun's back out. 1 minute it's raining. 1 minute is raining, and the next minute, look, we got absolute sunshine. It only happens in Australia, honestly. It's absolutely amazing. So we'll put our sunglasses away, but I think we might just need it for a little bit because the sun's out. My eyes can't handle the light. So let's handle that straight away. We've got our glasses back and now we can deal with the sunlight. So I work night shift like I said in my other videos. And working night shift for quite a long time with the artificial lights make it really difficult for me to deal with light when I'm out in public like this. So I have to wear glasses. You know, I've got some lenses that are in my pocket as well that I can wear, but the sunlight, I always find it very, very harsh on my eyes. So by the looks of it, if you're going to catch these ferries, you will need to come out here in Darling Harbour. So you would need to come out here. You would need to come out here to get your boarding pass and pay for your ride, just right here. And then you can go out there and get into them boats. So these guys here are actually offering tours that will actually show you all the harbour bridge and all of that stuff, and just the Sydney Harbour, all the waterfront. So we made it this far on the Darling Harbour. We made it this far. It's absolutely cool. So nice sunset out here at the moment. Really beautiful. So this is the experience that I wanted us to have. Just come all the way to the Crown building where it is at. But as you can see, this waterfront is massive. So it just goes on and on and on. And I don't think we can cover that all. I'll try and get down from over there before I break a leg. Freaking old man trying to jump down. That's asking for trouble. We can't get away with that kind of stuff. So we try and get off from here. That's a lot more safer. But that's the views over here. So I'll just do a quick fan. Or should I say, we'll just have a quick look-see. It's back, so we're not gonna be here for very long. I'll just turn this around and give you guys the feel of what that looks like, and then we'll move along. All right? So by now I think we got the gist of that, and I want to see if we can get to the tower now. And the waterfront is just the same feel all the way, so we can't just keep going until end of time. And tomorrow we do some little bit more in front of the harbour bridge and all of that stuff. So make sure you come back for that video. All right. How cool is this restaurant? Absolutely beautiful. Very neat. So this is where we are. So we're gonna head up this way and see where that leads us.